The development follows the May passage of the bill by the ruling National Resistance Movement lawmakers, who leveraged their parliamentary majority to push it through, despite widespread public and legal opposition. Earlier this week, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni assented to the law, which is regarded as one of the most controversial pieces of legislation, as it provides for the trial of civilians in military courts, despite a prior Supreme Court ruling declaring the practice as unconstitutional. This has prompted many human rights and political activists, including UPC Party President Jimmy Akena, to condemn the government for supervising and advocating what they refer to as an anti-people law.
Personally, I do not support the issue of matters being handled in a military court. The whole nature of a military court or the military, it is subordinate to command. So it is most likely to be abused by those who hold command to use it to frustrate political actors and political activities without ever giving justice. In many cases, they are never concluded, but somebody is going to lose a number of years, and as we're heading into a general election, it is not something which I feel will actually benefit and work in the interest of the citizens or in the interest of democracy.
Akena adds that the parliament's role in orchestrating and propagating this law eroded its institution's reputation, upon which he pledged to mobilize for the necessary support to defeat it in all the available avenues.
In my own assessment and knowing what is going on, I see we're heading for a crisis. I've been a member of parliament. I am not proud of the institution called parliament today. There are things which have taken place in parliament which do not augur well. And parliament is a very key, important institution which, over the period of time, has played a key role in many of the milestones Uganda has gone through. And we're going to also see what role we can play in making sure that we're not going to be subjected to military law.
On the other hand, he disputed what he referred to as President Museveni's consistent rhetoric on Uganda's economic history, in which the president portrays himself as the father of the country's economic revolution. Akena added that the incumbent regime has ruined the country's economy, leaving it in a worse state than it was under the leadership of his late father Milton Obote.
I felt that the president was very liberal with some of his statistics and facts. Example, he was saying that the economy or the taxes had increased, I think 55%. The economy had grown by 15 times from what it was in 1986. I am here to put on record that those statistics are not true. One, for example, when you talk of the currency exchange rate, and Museveni trying to be the father of the liberal economic activities which have taken place in Uganda, that is not true.
A few days ago, the government introduced a budget totaling to Uganda shillings 72.3 trillion, of which only 51% is expected from domestic revenue, while about 49% will come from borrowing, including Uganda shillings 11.4 trillion in domestic loans and roughly Uganda shillings 2.1 trillion in external grants and loans, plus the funds allocated for debt servicing and development borrowing.